Can you just give us a brief of what happens today? Were you able to inaugurate the council today?
Yes, in my local government, we had small issues because of some persons who feel like they are demigod came to disrupt our movement. But by the grace of God and the strength given to us by the government and by the people, we were able to repel them and we had our way to the council secretariat, where my vice and the 10 councillors were sworn in as required by law.
So
But
as
in
it
other
is,
LGAs, as you already...
yes,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, as it is now, you're telling us that the council secretariat is open for your work.
Yeah, it's open, on yesterday's early morning, the IGP gave an order asking the police officers to leave the council secretariat of the 23 local government, which they did. But the moment they left, some hoodlums who were sponsored by the FCT minister decided to invade government property. But as I told you earlier, the people made sure we chased them out of the council premises to be able to assume our offices by having access to the place. So the 23 LGA have been, the police have actually vacated the 23 local government.
Okay, so Mr. Regina, you were calling the name of the FCT minister. He's not there, and he's a minister in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Are you sure that he's the one that sent them? He's not in the election anyway. Are you sure these are not just hoodlums, or maybe supporters of those who do not like the fact that there was an election?
No, if you understand the politics of Rivers State, you understand where I'm coming from. Like in my local government, where you have a House of Reps member, Honorable Kelechi Wogu, who came on his own to lead this attack, is a loyal and boy of Barrister ENDBADGOVERNMENTIN. They said there's no way they will watch Rivers people retire their master politically, but they fail to understand that power is transit. So for that reason, people will come and they will go. So what I'm seeing here, or what you are seeing here today, is just the last kick of a dying horse. But with time, the whole world will understand what the FCT minister and his boys are trying to do by undermining peace and causing breach of peace in the 23 local government of Rivers State. But God and His Excellency, the governor of Rivers State, they're actually here to protect and make sure our people don't lose their lives in this process.
But peace has returned to the secretariat, so tomorrow you'll be going to your workplace, isn't it?
Of course, peace has returned, but I also want to use the opportunity to tell the entire nation the role of the police in this whole thing. The police claim to have vacated the offices. It is the same police they are using as stocks to come and disrupt peace and destroy national assets owned by the land and owned by the Rivers State government. The same police officers, I can tell you for free that these are the people they are using to ensure that there is mayhem in the 23 local government. But the governor of Rivers State, in his own nature, decided not to use the same method and fight them. Rather, he urged the local government chairman to ensure that there's peace and stability so that ordinary Rivers people don't get involved in this whole thing. But I must tell you the truth.
Let's take a look at what has led to what's going on in Rivers State now.
Yeah, good evening, Nigerians. Let's take us to memory lane. Section 7 of 1999 Constitution provided for democratically elected council chairman is hereby guaranteed. That section of the Constitution has been observed in breach, leading to Attorney General of the Federation taking other state Attorney Generals to the Supreme Court for interpretation of that section in view of Section 162, subsection 4, 5, and 6 of 1999 Constitution that created local government state joint account, because that joint account is a conduit through which the local government money has been mismanaged by various states. Now, happily, Supreme Court gave a judgment that now resonates with the people, that the judgment that gave autonomy to the local government. Now, in that judgment, IJ, the Supreme Court also ordered all the states that has not conducted local government election to do so in accordance with Section 7 that guaranteed democratically elected. We are in Nigeria, and Nigerians are watching. If you look at election conducted for local government election, local government council in Nigeria, it's below 10%. It's sham. It's an appointment. He has made mockery of that judgment of the Supreme Court. Look at the election in Rivers State. Look at the election in Benue State. Look at the election in Enugu State. Look at the election in Akwa Ibom State. That even got the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria talking.
He won't just this local government.
That is so bad. That is so bad.
It's really bad.
It's so bad.
Yes.
If State Independent Electoral Commission conducts election that is so bad, what will we be expecting in 2027? And some people are jubilating because somebody's ox is stored. Now today, it may be me. Tomorrow, it may be you. Just like one German said, when they came for local government, I didn't talk because I was not there. When they came to the trade union, I didn't talk. When they came to me, there was nobody to talk for me. By the time we get to 2027, Mahmoud will sit somewhere and write a result, and that's what they're doing.
But that's what has been happening.
No.
Anyway, he's not the one that is doing it because Mahmoud did not conduct the local government election.
I'm talking about the 2023 election.
2027 election.
I'm talking about 2023 election was a mileage.
Okay, so 2027 election.
Hold your thought. 2023 general election was a mileage. You saw some opposition parties making inroads in certain states. But 2024 local government election is a drawback.
Across the states.
It's a drawback across the state. And we should not encourage it. Some people are celebrating it. Just like if you watch Big Brother, Ebuka will mount the stage and said, look at the paper and said, this person is evicted. He didn't show you the score. He didn't show you anything. He didn't show you how people voted.
No, but you don't bring business to disrepute.
If you watch, it's not about disrepute.
No,
it's not about, that is no.
No, we can leave that. That is a trademark. Because it's an advertorial.
No, let me. It's an analogy. It's an analogy. If you watch the RISIEC, especially of Rivers State, he announced equal local government. He mentioned them. There is no score. There is no spread. Those details were not there. That's what I'm talking about. I just use it as an analogy. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to dread what Ebuka was doing. But just an analogy to tell you how democracy has gone beyond this. The way results should be announced is that this party A of party this scored XYZ vote. This party scored XYZ vote. By the power conferred on you, this party having scored the highest number of votes cast, valid vote cast, is hereby declared. This is it. This is the irreducible minimum. We're not seeing it. It's just like somebody wrote names somewhere and mount the pulpit and they're calling the names. Is that democracy? That's not democracy. Now, look at the Electoral Act. Election is not an event. It's a process. And that is why INEC will tell you they have a checklist. Then, they will tick it. Number one is notice. And that notice is called statutory notice. You give all the parties statutory notice to the fact that this election is going to hold on XYZ dates. Then you have now ring the bell for political activities. The parties that will be interested in contesting that election will do it. Now, after that one, you will now create opportunity to update your voters register. Because at the last count, some people were 16, some people were 17, some people were not up to 18, some people were not unable to register. Some people were unable to register. Then that update will enable this category of people to get registered to so vote. This is the provisions of extant law. This is what did not happen in Rivers State. Because RISIEC did not follow this procedure in Rivers State, APC went to Federal High Court. There are two types of election challenges we have in Nigeria. Pre-election, if you read Section 285 very well, of the 1999 Constitution very well, it said if even INEC is in breach of his own guideline, if INEC is in breach of his own guideline, or any political party is in breach of any guideline, we run up to general election, you can now approach the Federal High Court in Section 84 of Electoral Act for interpretation. APC went to court.
Okay, now, let me go back to what you just quoted. If INEC...
Yes.
If INEC does what?
What I said
breaches his own guidelines.
If he breaches his own guidelines,
you will approach the Federal High Court.
Yes, the Federal High Court.
Okay, when a state executive...
It's the same thing.
No, do you go to a Federal High Court?
It's the Federal High Court, Section 84. For the state, that what they put, the INEC and State Electoral Commission are totally two different commissions. You see, IJ.
Do not go to the Federal.
Section 84 of Electoral Act is very explicit.
Yes.
He said Federal High Court. No.
That is for INEC, for state elections.
He said for challenge emanating from this act. It's act.
But you know that RESEC have their own acts.
No, what they have is law.
Okay, sorry, I beg you. They have their own laws.
What they have is law.
Yes.
Now,
they have their own laws.
The meat of this argument is that if you have misgiving as to the conduct, the procedure emanating from the empire, you challenge it before the conduct of the election.
That is in court.
And that is in court.
But let's look at jurisdiction matter, because you are a lawyer, so that we don't confuse people that are listening to
Yes.
In as much as some persons will say, yes, you are on the right channel.
Yes.
But you still need to make it clear. That is the court. If the Electoral Act is saying go to a Federal High Court, that law, that act, does it also bind the state? Because the laws of the state is domiciled in the states.
No.
That's it. So you go to Federal High Court
for instance,
for a matter that is happening.
Section 84.
Yes.
Section 84 is very, very explicit. It says any challenge emanating from this act should be taken to the Federal High Court.
Yes.
You understand? Now, a party went to Federal High Court to challenge this anomaly or similar anomaly by RISEC, River State Independent Electoral Commission.
Yes.
You understand? That matter was pending before Justice Peter Lefu. Now, another party that also felt somehow as to the conduct of the election approached River State High Court.
Yes.
You understand? Approached River State High Court. Now, when it comes to the issue of jurisdiction as to this matter, there is what we call concurrent jurisdiction. There's also what we call coordinate jurisdiction.
Yes.
The Federal High Court in Abuja here and Federal High Court in Lagos,
they're the same.
Is concurrent jurisdiction.
Okay.
Then FCT High Court and River State High Court is
coordinate.
Coordinate.
Okay.
You understand? And even Federal Court. Now, the good thing, the two parties approach different courts for interpretation.
And they got different judgments.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not judgment. The one came
different orders.
Yes. No. It's not.
It's
don't
not
put
orders.
words into my mouth. Don't put words into my mouth. The one that came from Federal High Court is a final judgment.
Okay.
But the one that came from Port Harcourt is an interim order. They are not the same thing. It's not a final judgment. It's an interim order. And interim order cannot supersede a final judgment of the court.
Let me also quote. I want to before you go.
The good thing is this. The Attorney General of River State is a party in that suit in Federal High Court in Abuja. The RISEC, that is the umpire that will conduct this election, is also a party in this suit in Federal High Court in Abuja.
But let me ask you this question. That Federal High Court judgment, did it say elections should not hold?
That Federal High Court judgment, in essence, declared any election that is conducted in controversy of the extant law as null and void.
Okay, let me take you to that section 84 that you quoted, because we still need to, because you said, what you said is, when a party, anybody that is not comfortable with what is going on should go to court, section 84. Then that same section 84:15 said, and I will read it, nothing in this section shall empower the courts to stop the holding of primaries or general election under this act, pending the determination of the suit. Yeah. So if nothing in the section should stop election, so what are you saying now that they should stop the election?
That section has been misinterpreted by so many.
But don't you think they should go to court and interpret it further?
No. Let me give you it's very clear. It's very clear. That proviso is hinged on happening of an event. And that happening of an event, if you read it, pendency of suit. So if a suit is pending before a court, no court should issue an order stopping that court. But if a final judgment of the court comes, it can stop it. That is interpretation.
Okay,
of
the one you said is not a judgment that came from Rivers.
It's not what I said. It is what it is.
You said
it is not, you can fact-check me.
Calm down.
You can fact-check me.
Calm down. But what was it vacated? Even if it's an interim order.
No. What I'm saying is this: an interim order cannot supersede the final judgment of court of common jurisdiction. We're looking at it because you are saying that they went to different courts.
Yes.
If jurisdiction is issue, let us assuming without even considering that they have jurisdiction, coordinate jurisdiction in this manner. Now, a court gave an interim order. The other court gave a final judgment that came later in time. That supersedes that interim order. That's the position of the law.
Okay. Now, let's take you to, you read something about the Supreme Court, because I'm bringing out some of the arguments that are in time.
Have you now agreed?
Hold on.
That under section 84,
the agreement does not make it right.
No, it's not about
the agreement does not make it right.
It was predicated on the pendency. He said it. Read it on the line. Read it again.
Mr. Emmanuel, my agreement does not make it right.
No,
you said
it's the person that you cited. I was not the person that
Hold
cited
on.
it.
Section 8415 of the Electoral Act, we can still challenge it in court if what you are saying is true.
No,
because there are other lawyers that have a contrary position.
We are discussing law here.
Yes. Other lawyers have contrary position to what you're quoting. No. If you go to court, if you put 10 lawyers, they will not.
It's a pendency of a suit. What's the meaning of pendency of a suit?
We are not in the classroom. Neither are we in court.
So, now, that's what I'm interpreting this pendency of a suit to mean that a court is disallowed to use interlocutory order to stop election. That is the interpretation. But the final judgment of the court can stop it if due processes were not followed.
But the issues of election are supposed to be handled by tribunal.
No, that's why I said there are pre-election, there are post-election.
Okay, now.
Remember,
let me ask you this.
We were in court in Bystad in 2020.
Yes.
Our grounds was that our party, the candidate of our party, was disqualified on ground of age. They told us it's a pre-election matter. We went to election petition tribunal. They told us it's a pre-election matter.
Yes.
We're tongue-glassed.
Okay, this is a pre-election matter.
No, that is
and you say you have a judgment. But let me take you to the Supreme Court judgment, because we understand that
you said I have a judgment, or they have a judgment.
Anyone. Okay, let me take you to the Supreme Court. Because whatever they are doing in states, that you are raising the alarm now that they are not doing well, was a judgment from the Supreme Court.
Yes.
And the Supreme Court held on to Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution to say, yes, you know, we quoted that Section 7 initially. 7.1, which says, let me read it for those. It said, the system of local government by democratically elected local government council is under this Constitution guaranteed, and accordingly, the government of every state, subject to Section 8 of this Constitution, ensure their existence under a law which provides for the establishment structure, which that has to do with the state. Now, if the Supreme Court, with this act, took a decision and asked local governments to conduct election within a certain period of time, now you went to court to say that a state will not hold election. Is that not contrary? These persons are telling you, RESEC said they are obeying the Supreme Court order.
No.
So which one do you want them to obey?
No,
the Federal High Court or the order of the Supreme Court?
No, see, the Supreme Court judgment is not in conflict with itself. The Supreme Court judgment is in consonant with Section 7, subsection 1 of 1999
That's what I said, yes.
Conduct democratically elected election. Conduct democratically election to fill the vacancies in local government.
Yes.
It didn't tell you to breach your rules. It didn't tell you to breach your laws.
Who is breaching? Because I also read...
The APC people that went to court in Rivers State said you did not publish requisite statutory notices.
Good.
So that the voters register, which was last updated in August 2022, was not updated. And these are the provisions of the law, that it must be updated 90 days before the election. These are the provisions of the law. Supreme Court did not tell you to
which
violate
of the voters register did they use for 2023 election, if it was not updated?
No. What the law says, look at what the law says.
Let's see
they use
which
that
of the
2022.
register, if the 2022 was not updated,
no,
which of the register
you did not get,
was, that's what I'm asking.
You didn't get my thought.
Yes.
He said, he said 90 days before the election, that's the deadline for updation, for update of register. So that was exactly what happened in 2022 for usage in 2023. This people are now saying, do the same thing for 2024 local government election.
Is RESEC supposed to handle register matters?
No.
INEC,
it's RESEC. If RESEC raises a date, a memo, that they are going to conduct election on XYZ date, this is administrative procedure. They will write the necessary parties that are involved. It behoves of them to say, INEC, this is a statutory function. Come to my state to do X, Y, Z. They didn't do it.
Okay.
To update the register.
To get new registers.
Update. It's not new. To update. So
now, they said they wrote to INEC long ago. And INEC also confirmed that they received their letter.
If they wrote to INEC, and INEC confirmed they received the letter. So what happened?
So how are you sure that they didn't get it there?
It's not now. The thing is, I'm talking about the result. I'm not talking about my assurance.
Maybe they got a local, because they said they are working with the 2023 election register.
The question now, the less contested here is, was that register updated? The answer is no.
Anyway, that will be for people to go and contest it, whether the register was updated. Between INEC and RESEC.
They're already contesting it. It is part of why these people were in Federal High Court. Okay. Saying that, number one, so that you understand, so that Nigerians will understand why these people are in Federal High Court. These people are in Federal High Court to say, you did not issue statutory notice for this election. That's number one.
Let me ask you another question, because we need to have understanding. It's good that you are clearing the air as it is now. Let me ask you a question. In Rivers State, they have two factions of APC.
Yes.
You are aware of that?
Yes.
There is one recognized by the national body of the party, which is the caretaker committee headed by Tony Okocha. And that is the one that went to court. There is another one that courts gave judgment to and recognized by court. And that judgment has not been vacated, which is Emeka Bekee. And the one that went to court on this matter is Tony Okocha.
See,
hold on, I'm getting somewhere. Emeka Bekee recognized by courts. The party came up to say they will not obey the courts, but rather they will prefer to stay with the caretaker committee. So which one, in the eyes of the law, is the right chairman, executive?
These things are needless. Because
everything counts when it gets to
listen,
court.
let me tell you why it is needless. It is APC National that goes to court to say this is what happened and we have misgivings against it. And that's why we are in court. In any case, that is the position of the law and it has been maintained.
APC National goes to court.
It's the party national that represents the party.
Okay, the party national, did they vacate the order?
They don't need to. The party national can go to my village and said, you that is claiming to be the chairman of this ward, you are not the chairman of this ward.
You are a lawyer.
The party national can do it.
Vice Emmanuel, you are a lawyer, isn't it?
Yes, now.
Good. If I get a judgment and you're my lawyer from courts, that yes, let me just use it as an example. I got a judgment which you pursue for me. And because I belong to an association, and the association says they will not recognize the judgment I got or give me recognition, how would you feel as a lawyer and the court itself?
In this case, IJ, the party that has local standing is the APC National.
So the court does not matter. That's what you're telling us.
No.
That's what you're saying. Whatever judgment the court got doesn't matter.
Listen, if imposing the privileges and benefits of a political party, the right to pursue it is the national headquarters of the party. That is the father of both the faction and the other faction. Okay. Now, that is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that the judgment by Bekee is null and void. I'm not saying that the one by Okocha is good. But I'm saying that in this case, the rights and privileges of a political party should be pursued. The party that has the local standing to pursue it is the national. Now, in any case, even if, that's why I want to say.
Are you saying that the court erred Because the court would have told them you don't have the local standard to pursue this case.
No,
Your national body should come up.
Let me elucidate on the procedure of the law. Now, if Tony Okocha, assuming without cause, I've told you that the party that has local say is and the national, and they have not debunked it. In certain cases, you can file an answer, the national said, we're not interested. Okay. We withdraw it. Now, if the faction of Tony Okocha filed the action, and the Emeka Beke has the court order,
yes,
there is what we call application by joinder. Okay. Application for joinder. Okay. Emeka Beke will now come to court and say, my lord, I am the rightful person here. This person that you're entertaining his matter is not the rightful person.
But that didn't happen.
If it didn't happen, he slept over his right. Who are you going to blame? Is it me or is it them?
But what is going on now? You're calling an APC. Do you place something on nothing?
Which nothing?
The foundation is that there is a court judgment standing by. That is another thing.
If you get your SIM card and put it under your pillow, will anybody
work?
Will it work?
But that's why I'm asking you now. Because if a court has already said APC, this is the person we recognize as the chairman. You remember what happened in Plateau State? This is the same case that saw Plateau PDP got what they got.
No. When they went to Supreme Court, what happened? Have you read the judgment of the Supreme Court on that Plateau? When the governor, because the governorship election petition ends in Supreme Court. You read the Supreme Court judgment on that? So, I don't know. People are mixing so many issues up together.
No, because you don't understand. Because there is a pending
case. I don't understand?
No, there's a pending case. You are a lawyer now. We know. Lawyers can always defend their corner.
No, you see, I'm trying to elucidate it so that average Nigerian will understand how it works.
That's why I want you to bring out every point.
I'm bringing it now. I'm saying that if a right or privilege of a political party is breached, the potent party to pursue it is the national party.
You are saying the same thing. The national is supposed to go to court on this matter. Since there's a caveat, there's a question mark on Tony Okocha's legitimacy as the chairman of
Emeka Beke is waiting a court judgment.
Yes.
He didn't go to court.
No, the national can come up to say, Emeka Beke,
you're teetering on journey of discovery. National can say. Okay. National, there's something like national can say. Now, let me so that you understand what I'm going. You say I should bring it. I'm trying to bring everything out. So let me start afresh. I said in this case, if a right or privilege of a political party is being breached, it's the national headquarters of the party that should go to court at all levels. They can even if you file from the state, they say they are not interested, they can withdraw it. That is the position of the law.
But did the party withdraw that from Emeka Beke?
Did Emeka Beke go to court? How can they withdraw what was not before?
Okay, on this local government matter.
Emeka Beke did not go to anywhere. Emeka Beke is wording a court judgment saying, I am the authentic chairman of APC. River State.
Exactly.
Straight to say so. Is it not? That is not what is being contested in Federal High Court Abuja.
But the person that went to fight that case now, there is a court judgment against that person. No, and the person is not a chairman. By court.
That is what I'm saying. EJ, that is what I'm saying. You are running away from it. It's Emeka Beke now. There is joinder application. If your right is being breached, if I file an action against AIT that will affect you, you'll be guilty of standing by if you did not approach the court to say your own. To say, my lord, join me in this case. Join me in this case because I'm an interested party. The outcome of this judgment will affect me.
Okay, Barsaneni, let's not delve away from, because this issue of APC in River State,
No, the issue of APC in River State
is a very serious matter.
It's not an issue.
Because if we go ahead, if we go ahead with
the less contested is IJ. The less contested in this case is not who is the chairman of APC in River State. The less contested in this case in Abuja is whether RESIEC followed the due procedure or not. That's the question.
That's what I'm asking you now. Because this matter you are talking about now, elections have been heard and the people have been elected. The president issued a statement today that they are getting court orders left, right, and center.
The election...
Hold on. Are you going to throw away the president's statement? He made a statement. If you are aggrieved, go to court.
People went to court now.
No. On the issue that election has held. Because there are lawyers who are, even senior lawyers who are still telling you that no court can stop election.
No, you see,
very senior lawyers
then you you quoted a section, and I underlined a clause. They are running away from it. Now, what the president said, if you are aggrieved, go to court to ventilate your grievances.
Good.
That is international accepted standard.
Good.
Now, this APC that went to court felt aggrieved in pre-election matter.
But the president is not talking about pre-election now. No, the president is talking about election
matters. The president
matters.
cannot cherry pick. In this, president cannot stop anybody from going to court.
He has not said so.
No, the person that now went to court to say, I have a judgment saying that this election should not hold until ABC is carried out.
But the person did not go to court to test 8415.
Are you going to tell the person what is going to court to test?
That matters now. No, that means the court itself. We need to question them.
You don't question any court.
We question the court this time around.
No, there is what we call proper parties. Proper parties in court. Proper parties are the parties that will be effectively affected by the outcome of that judgment. Now, the first party is INEC. Their register is in contest, or the update of their register is in contest. The second party is RISEC. That's the umpire that will conduct election in Rivers State. The third party is Attorney General. Okay, the chief law officer. I'm coming now.
By Sir Emmanuel.
The chief law officer of Rivers State.
By Sir Emmanuel, I'm getting you to somewhere now. This judgment.
Allow me to finish this one.
Hold on now. This judgment you're talking about now came just about 4 days or 5 days to the election. You are saying they did not keep to 90 days. And in that judgment, you asked INEC not to give them voter register 5 days to election. How are you sure that INEC has not given?
See,
because you had a rec made a statement. How are you sure that because it is like judgment after what you are asking for has been implemented?
It's not true. It's not true.
If they got the register before that judgment.
I'll take you somewhere. You have taken me so many places, but I'll take you somewhere. When was that matter filed? That matter was filed in July. It was not filed yesterday. It was not filed last week. It was filed in July, midweek in July. It was dated 15th and filed on 16th of July. That was when that matter was filed.
Okay.
But that matter, the judgment came when it came. It's not the making of the...
As at the time you filed that matter, was there an order stopping INEC from releasing voter register pending the judgment of that suit? Was there an order stopping INEC as at that time?
Once a matter is in court,
INEC should stop automatically.
It becomes sub-judice because INEC is in the part. INEC filed it. Listen, in this case, INEC filed processes and withdrew it. Ask INEC, bring the chairman of INEC here or the legal department here. Why did they withdraw the process they filed? They withdrew the process they filed. So who are you blaming? Now, in this case, you have taken me to so many places.
Okay, now.
Can I take you to somewhere?
Take me, I'm waiting for you.
Now, if a follower of an Anambra State election, when P2B went to court to say, against this INEC, I say, my tenure has not exhausted. Don't conduct election into the office of the governor of Anambra State. People are laughing. I say, this one, election has been conducted now, and somebody sworn in. What happened? Judgment came from Supreme Court, and that changed the coloration of gubernatorial election in Nigeria.
Because he went through...
Because of what?
He went to a tribunal. He allowed the election to hold.
It was a pre-election matter.
Hold on. The election held, isn't it?
The election held. Good. He continued. The election, listen, let me tell you, because it was in 2007.
The election held.
2007.
The election held, and they went to court.
P2B went to Federal High Court.
Okay.
He didn't went to tribunal.
Okay.
He went to Federal High Court. Federal Court declined jurisdiction. He went to Court of Appeal. They were playing with it. He now went to Supreme Court. I think Justice CJ from Benue State. CJ, I've forgotten his name. It was the CJ then. It was a landmark judgment. They said his tenure truly. Anduba stayed 17 days in government house.
You see, that matter is quite
different. It's not different.
It is, because there's already a section in 84. That same 84 says if you are aggrieved, go to court. Then there's another subsection. You are resetting
the exam.
I will still do that.
You are resetting the exam.
No, because that of Peter Obi is a constitutional matter.
This one is not a constitutional matter.
Calm down. This one, the electorate is telling you that nothing whatsoever will stop an election.
The section you read is predicated on something. And that's something that is predicated upon, you are avoiding it.
Like what now? It's written here.
Pendency of a suit. Pendency of a suit in this case means You cannot use interlocatory, like now, election is coming tomorrow. I find interlocutory, there is what we call motion ex parte, interim order, interlocutory order, and injunctive order, perpetual. You understand? That one comes after final judgment. Now, what he's saying is that you cannot use interim order to stop an election. But if it is a final judgment of the court,
is that what this session is saying?
That is why he said pendency. Pendency means that the matter has not been finally determined. Now, if the matter has been finally determined, a judge can bring down his hammer and say due process has not been followed, like what happened in Rivers State. Because nobody is contesting that these notices were not given.
Let's look at the way forward. The election held as it is.
The election held, and people are in federal high court already, and the judgment came.
Are they going to, because as it is now, there's already an election, the election held, and they have democratically elected local government officials.
Democratically elected?
Yes, because people voted. People voted. The democracy that is there is the voting of the people. So what is the way forward now?
The voting of the people via the rule of law.
No, don't you think it is possible for another party to say, we want to challenge?
No, that is why the court is there.
Then they have to go to court.
The court there is... that's why Mr. President said, aggrieved parties should go to court. But people should stop tongue-lashing Federal High Court to have given a judgment in a matter that before the Federal High Court.
That's what the President said?
No, this one is my own. Okay. I said the Mr. President advised the actors to be calm and go to court to ventilate their grievances. Exactly. But what I'm saying is that people should stop tongue-lashing Federal High Court to have given judgment in a matter that is properly brought before it. He has jurisdiction and he gave a final judgment. And that final judgment, the issues that were contested, nobody is contesting it. They are saying, you say you should not go to court to stop election. Nobody said, RISEC issued 30 days notice. Nobody said, INEC revised the register. No, this is at the contentions.
Was it 30 days that RISEC issued? Because this 5th of October,
the notice of election should be 30 days. You gave the notice of
election has been on.
You gave the notice of election.
It has been on.
No, the Attorney General is there. Did he know? Why didn't he contest it? Yes, he said you are now being advocate for them. The Attorney General was a
which advocate?
He says by the long how?
Which advocate? Am I a lawyer? Vice Emmanuel, look, this matter is quite an interesting one.
No, the way I like the president's approach, and the president should do more.
Let them go to court.
No, I like the president's approach. It's a fatherly approach.
But is there anything wrong if RISEC says we are obeying the Supreme Court?
No, if you listen, obeying Supreme Court does not mean do it anyhow. Like what they are doing.
No, hold on.
We are in agreement that local government election conducted in pursuant of that Supreme Court is a sham.
Okay, yes. Hold on.
No, so somebody will not hide on that Supreme Court judgment and be writing a name inside his bedroom.
It's happening everywhere. Look at what is going on in other states.
Is it justified? That's what we are condemning it.
What do you want them to do?
What I want them to do is to conduct election in accordance with the extant law. To elect people democratically. Electing people democratically does not mean writing people's name or calling people to come and queue. It means that a process A, process B, process C should be followed. So that if you lose the election, you know you have lost.
That's a good one. Vice Emmanuel, we'll have more time to talk. Because what I had wanted to ask, we don't have time, is by the time the Federal High Court decide to say no election in Rivers State, and there's no local government officials sworn in, then the Supreme Court has given a deadline. What happens in the state? An arm of government will be shut down. Is that the best thing for our democracy?
No, is
it the best thing? Because we don't have time.
No,
is it the best thing for our democracy?
The best thing is that the best thing should be done.
Thank you so much. So if the best thing should be done, election, and those that are aggrieved can also go to court. That's what the president said.
But I cited Peter of this case, you start differentiating it. They are the same.
No, that one is talking about tenure.
No, it's because
it's talking about tenure.
Election.
That's what I said is different.
No facts, no two facts are the same.
The tenure. That is a grave problem in our democracy. If the tenure of the person in power has not expired before conducting election.
If Attorney General did not go to court to challenge this, probably the trend would have continued.
All right.
The trend of caretaker.
Thank you so much.